Hello and welcome to a new interview. Tonight we have a very special guest. It's Kobe Bryant. Hello, Kobe.
Hello,
It's an honor to have you here.
thank you for your invitation.
Okay, so let's begin with the interview. First, could you tell me when you were born?
I was born on August 23, 1978.
Okay, perfect. And I was wondering where you were born.
I was born on Philadelphia, United States.
Okay, and I like to know when you debuted in NBA.
My debut in NBA was on August 22, 2007.
Wow, okay, so it was a long time ago.
Yes,
Okay, so let's continue. Will it be possible to know what were your position in the NBA?
my position in NBA was scored.
Okay, and is there any chance to know in which team or teams did you play?
Yes, of course. I played my whole career only in one team, the famous Lakers of Los Angeles.
Oh wow, so only one team in your whole career.
Only one team, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay,
Yes.
so let's continue. Do you remember your player number?
Of course, I remember my numbers were 8 and 24. Currently retired numbers on Lakers team.
Oh wow, so that means that if a new player enters and wants the number 8 or 24, they can't choose them?
No, no, can't.
Okay, there will always be yours, right? Okay, so let's continue. I would like to know how many championships you won with the Lakers.
Of course, with the Lakers, I won the Larry O'Brien Trophy 5 times.
Wow, 5 times. That's amazing.
Yes, that was awesome.
Could you tell me what was your position in the NBA draft?
My position on the NBA draft for the 13th in the first round.
Wow, in the first round, the 13th. That's
Yes.
pretty nice. And I was wondering if you had any famous nicknames.
Yes, I had several nicknames, but the most famous was the Black Mamba.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
Could you tell me how many seasons did you play in the NBA?
Yes, I played 20 total seasons.
Oh wow, those are a lot of seasons.
Yes, 20 years.
Oh wow, okay. And I would like to know if you had any records with the Lakers.
I am currently the Lakers all-time the leading scorer.
Interesting. And is there no? First, will it be possible to know how many children you had?
I had 4 daughters.
4 daughters. Okay, those are a lot of kids.
Only daughters.
Oh yeah, only daughters. Is there any chance to know when you get married?
In 2001 with Vanessa Lane.
Oh, she was a very fortunate woman.
Thank you.
And I would like to know how many points you scored in total with the Lakers.
Yes, I scored 2,883 points.
Oh, okay, those are a lot of points.
Yes, that
Well,
was awesome.
finally, could you tell me when and where you died?
I died on January 26, 2020 in Calabasas, California, United States.
Okay, that's very sad. Did you lie alone?
No, with my daughter, Jana.
Oh, it's sad to know. Well, that was all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Today we're here with the famous naturalist and explorer Charles Darwin. It's an honor to have you with us. So let us begin with the questions. One, could you tell me where and where you were? Me trabé. ¿Se puede recortar?
Espérame, no tengo.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today we're here with the famous naturalist and explorer Charles Darwin. It's an honor to have you were with us. So let us begin with the questions. One, could you tell me where and when you were born?
Well, yes, of course. I was born on February 12th, 1809, in Shrewsbury, England. It's one of the most western cities of England, near Gales.
England.
Yes.
Awesome. I would like to know more about your time as a student.
Yes, well, I aided my dad as a medical apprentice in 1825. Then I went with my brother Erasmus to the University of Edinburgh to study medicine like my father, but it wasn't for me. I hated my surgeon classes, but I really liked my taxidermy classes. And in my second year, I joined a group of natural historians. Of course, my dad wasn't happy about that, so he took me out of the university.
Oh, sorry. Is there any chance you could tell us what happened after that?
Yes, if you want. So after I left the university, I was sent to the Cambridge Christ College to study classic letters as a first step to become an Anglican father. And of course, I didn't take it seriously. I was more interested in horse riding and archery. In there, I met lots of naturalists, and I even became friend of the botanic professor. Uh, when my time in the college concluded, I took my final exam and approved it.
Archery, excellent sport.
Yes, it was really fun.
Next question. I was wondering, did you have any hobbies?
Now that you mention it, during my time in the Christ College, my cousin introduced me to the art of collecting beetles, and I was really into it. I even published some of my discoveries in the journal Illustration of British Entomology.
Okay. Could you tell me how you get involved in the journey of the beagle?
Yes. Well, after graduating from school and being in some personal expedition with my friends, I returned home, and there I found a letter from my botanic professor offering me a place in the ship of Captain Robert Fitzroy to gather some samples around South America.
Okay. Next question. Would it be possible to know if your father agreed with this idea?
Yes, of course, he didn't agree. He said it was a waste of time. But after his brother-in-law, Joshua Hedgewood, talked to him, he finally agreed to let me go.
Could you tell us, for everyone who still doesn't know, why are you so famous?
Yes, I was the most influential and the first scientist to propose the theory of evolution through natural selection.
Okay. I was wondering where can we learn more about that?
Well, I wrote a book called The Reign of the Species in 1859 after my journey to South America. There I wrote all my observation and theory.
Okay. Right back to the journey on board of the Beagle. Could you tell us how long the trip was?
Yes, it lasted for almost 5 years. We departed from Plymouth Bay on December 1831, and we returned to Falmouth on October 2nd, 1836.
I was wondering which place did you visited?
Well, the schedule of the boat included places like Cape Verde, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Montevideo, Valparaiso, of course, the Galapagos Island in Ecuador, Sydney and Hobart in Australia, Cocos Island, Mauritius, and Cape Town, to name some of them.
I would like to know more about your job at the expedition.
Well, yes, I was mostly in land, while the boat made his research on the ocean. I recollected many animal samples That later I sent over England for further investigation. I also made some notes about geology.
How many?
Excuse me?
How many animals did you
Oh, well, there were a
collect?
lot of animals. I dissect them because I know taxonomy, so they were well preserved, so they could last all the trip to England.
Excellent. Could you tell us some of your favorite parts during the expedition?
Yes, of course, there were a lot of fascinating and amazing places, like the rainforest in Brazil. I've never seen something similar to that, and the cliff at Cape Verde in Africa, that also was amazing. The many flora and fauna in many places like Australia, the Galapagos, and Argentina are some of my favorite parts. I also get to experience an earthquake for the first time in Chile.
Earthquake? Really?
Yes, in England we don't have that.
Okay, next question. Uh, I was wondering which were some of the significant discoveries you made.
Yes, well, there were a lot of discoveries, and some of them I hadn't had the opportunity to saw them until after I returned to England. But to tell you about some, in Punta Alta, Argentina, I discovered some fossils about really old creatures that resemble the modern armadillos that live there. But these creatures were enormous. And in the same place, I discovered a fang that I thought it belonged to those giant armadillos. It was much later that we discovered that the fang belonged to a giant sloth. Uh, the finches in the Galapagos and the platypus in Australia were other of my most treasured discoveries.
I would like to know if you got married.
Well, yes, I was married to Emma Hedgewood, and she was my wife until the day I died.
Would it be possible know how many children you had?
Yes, I had three children, two boys and one girl, Anne, George, and Leonard.
Final question. Talking about that, you could tell us when you died.
Yes, I died at the age of 73 on April 19, 1882, in the Down House.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you for your time. See you next time.
Thank you very much. It's okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.